And welcome to practice today. We're going to be doing some very grounded exercises, a little bit inspired by somatics and Feldenkrais, if you've ever done that, a little bit inspired by Okido Yoga and the Meridian Qigong stretches. So it's a little bit of everything, but it'll be very familiar. All the movements are just essentially to get all the different kind of joints and muscles and tendons and ligaments all kind of awake and connected and moving. So we're going to start with extremities. So we're going to start with fingers. Stretch it out. Any direction. Notice where your fingers might be calling your attention. You might like to extend it to your wrists. And then we'll shake out. Might go side to side, up and down. So what we're doing is we're isolating these points in our body that are the furthest away from our heart on our upper body. And we're inviting chi, inviting energy to move back to our heart, back to our lungs. Notice if there's tightness or tension in elbows or shoulders. You might like to let the elbows be a bit looser. Let's go down to the bottom of the body. You might take a foot and just roll the ankle, wiggle the toes, curl them in towards the head, curl them away. So just like our fingers, this is the lowest, furthest away point from the heart on the body. Just see how they feel today. Try and separate the toes. You might even like to thread your fingers in between each toe. Give love to your feet and squeeze them with the fingers. Roll the ankle. We're inviting our kidney energy to move back through the meridian line right up to the kidneys themselves. And then same on the other side. You might shake out the foot, roll the ankle. Curl the toes in, curl them away. And then we'll thread the fingers through. Maybe curl and roll the ankle again. Squeeze the toes with your fingers. Feel the discomfort of it. Create a little space between each toe. And then we'll let go. All right, let's come into our kind of butterfly position. Feet together, knees wide. And you might like to just flap the wings of your butterfly, just letting your hips slowly open. Not trying to force anything or push anything. Doesn't really matter how low your knees go, just allowing some hydration through the hip joints. And then we'll bring the knees up, and you might like to just roll them over to one side and then to the other. Take your time. Not trying to get anywhere. And we'll come back up. Let's cross our legs now. And we'll interlace the fingers, roll the wrists again. Draw the palms in, squeeze the hands together, squeeze the fingers together. You might like to find that kind of spiraling figure eight motion. Maybe change direction. And then we're going to do a really tight fist. See if you can take away any sense of light or space between the fingers. Squeeze them all in together. And then while you're keeping your fist squeezed, just let go of any tension in your face or your shoulders. So try and isolate all the feeling into your hands. Shoulders relax, elbows relax. Follow the breath. You might even invite a little smile, cheeky grin. And we feel this tension, but the rest of our body, face, mind, soft. Two more breaths. Let it go. Feel how the hands are right now. We'll bring them together and locate them at your heart center. So palm is pressing into palm. You might take your elbows a little wider, but keep your shoulders heavy. And you might even rest your knuckles against the sternum. All right, we're going to bring a little bit of movement. As our hands move to one shoulder, our chin is going to move to the opposite shoulder. Don't push it or force it, make it effortless. Take a new breath to come back through the middle. And then sigh out as you turn your chin to the opposite shoulder. Now, try and keep the palms pressing into each other the whole way. Breath. Out as we turn and in as we come back through the center. As you do this, once you've found the pattern with your breath, you might like to just notice the space in your spine. You might tuck in your chin, just feel the crown of the head lifting up. And we'll come back through the center. Let's come all the way down to the ground. So we're going to see if we can keep that same energy we just had with the neck by just bringing our arms down by the side and just rolling the chin down towards the shoulder. New breath to come up. Roll it down. Just let the head be heavy. And as you relax the head, no pressure in the neck, just start to become aware of your spine and see if you can find your whole spine flat to the ground. So you might tilt the tailbone under just a little. So we want upper body heavy, no effort, spine flat to the ground. We're going to start to just explore a little bit of knees and elbows in this shape. So you might like to lift one leg up, keep the spine flat. And then we'll lift one arm up, opposite arm, and just see if you can bring your elbow towards the knee. Probably won't touch. Head stays still now. Lift up one leg, one elbow. Keep the spine still. Notice if you stop breathing. And as you keep going from side to side, try and find a sense of effortlessness, just letting the weight of the arm, the weight of the leg be heavy. Feel like the whole body wants to stay on the ground. And now we'll change it. So we're going to open our hip a little more and see if we can lift up hand towards opposite foot, keeping the head, the spine on the ground. You may not reach the foot, keep the spine heavy. You might have to open your hip a little wider. Just see whatever works for your body. Spine stays flat. Come back through the center. We're going to take one arm down and then take the other arm up over the head. And then we'll take a big circle, both arms out wide, switching positions. And then one arm comes down, the other one comes up over the head. So see if you can keep doing this, keeping your spine flat. And you might start to have the arms just hover 1 millimeter above the ground. You decide whether to turn the palms or not. You might like to change direction. Keep that spine heavy on the ground. Ready? Let's lift both feet off the ground and just hug the knees for a moment. You might like to sway a little side to side. We're going to curl everything into a ball and then open all out, both arms, both legs. Curl everything in, new breath. And then extending out. Keep going, find your own momentum. See if you can keep that spine heavy. Just notice all the muscles that are helping keep your arms and legs up. Big sighs, you open out. New breath as you come back in. Maybe one more. And then just let yourself come down. Well-deserved rest. So you can stay in this kind of starfish shape. So our arms and legs are both extending out. We're going to keep our upper body heavy. And just with lower body, spine stays flat. Lift one leg up. You've got to use your core muscles. And we're going to take that leg across and over, keeping the opposite shoulder heavy. So may not come down to the ground. When you're ready, use the little muscles in the leg to lift that leg back up. Take it all the way over. Keep breathing. And then same on the other side. So you might like to breathe in to prepare. As you sigh out, press that spine heavy. Use the core muscles. Lift the leg. Use the weight of the leg to take it over. Opposite shoulder stays heavy. And then rolling back. All right, you've got it. Just keep going side to side. Listening to the breath and using the weight of the body, no effort. Shoulders stay heavy. Head stays heavy. All right, we might do one more each side. Extending the legs long. Let's bring our arms back beside the body. Tuck the tailbone so the spine is heavy. And just lifting the tailbone up. We're going to keep it up, and you might like to just take some spirals. Hips, tailbone, knees. Keep breathing. When you're ready, a new breath to come down. And then a big sigh to come up. Maybe another spiral movement. Shoulders heavy, head heavy. And we'll slowly curl the spine down. Let's draw both knees into the chest, hug it in. Maybe a little wobble side to side. Okay, we're going to take our knees out wide and one hand on each knee. We're going to see if we can just use our body's momentum to take one knee wide until it lets the rest of your body follow. Try and keep the shoulder and head on the ground. And now the top knee is going to open out again back to our happy baby until the rest of the body just follows. No effort, maybe. Keep rolling side to side. Notice if you start lifting the head or using the elbow or the shoulder to help with the movement. We want this one to be just Ground is massaging the shoulders. Next time you come back onto your spine, let's take one foot over a knee. And we're just going to see if we can hold onto the leg. So you might come closer to pelvis, you might come closer to knee. But wherever your hands get to, make sure your shoulders and your head is still heavy on the ground. So now we've got that really strong feeling in the hip. Just let it be there. Keep breathing. You might like to sway a little side to side. And when you're ready, let's swap to the other leg. So just rolling around, opening the other hip. Maybe this side is a little different. Just notice. Keep that head on the ground. And when you're ready, let's take that leg down and we're just going to drop both knees down to one side and then bring them all the way over. So back to that windscreen wiper motion. Just lower body. Doesn't matter how low the knees go, make sure knees are happy. Now we'll take both knees back up, hug them together. This time we're going to keep the knees glued together and just roll them down one side. And then you might like to turn your chin to the other shoulder. Use momentum, glue the legs together, roll back on. And then same, just let the knees drop down, maybe turning the chin. And then we'll come back onto the spine, hug the knees again, a little bit of swaying. And then when you're ready, we're going to extend the body out and just roll over onto our belly. Take as much time as you need. Arms down by the side. We're going to just rock from hip bone to hip bone. And see if you can extend that fluidity to the rest of the body as much as possible. We're going to lift our head and feet up and big circles with the arms. So you might find a breath in the belly, spine rising with the breath in, spine falling with the breath out. Draw the thighs together, feet together. And maybe two more times. And then we'll bring the hands under the shoulders. Just press yourself up slowly. A little bit of a cobra on the way up. And we'll come up to all fours. So you might like to start with a little sway in the hips again. We're going to walk our hands forward, drop the shoulders down. We're in our puppy shape. Let the back of the top of the shoulders feel that really intense stretch. You might like to even take the fingers a millimeter or two further up. From here, we're going to bring our hands together and take them behind the head. So we're bending at the elbows. Now, tricep muscles come into play. Bring your hands behind your head and just gently leaning back, dropping the tailbone a little. You feel that really tight stretch in the back of the arms. Maybe take the 2 breaths here. Bend our arms again. We're going to take both arms to the right hand side and just feel that stretch through the left hand side body. We're just inching them over, opening up the left side body. You should feel this in your armpit and your ribs. Keep breathing, keep the head heavy. And inch the hands back above the head and then go to the left side. Keep the head on the ground if you can. Just opening through the right side body. Drop the tailbone back for a little bit more intensity. And moving chi through every meridian in the body. This is our gallbladder meridian. Home of usually a lot of impatience and irritation and frustration. Let's bring the hands back above the head and then just slowly walk them back, pressing the hands under the shoulders. Maybe arms are a little longer now, maybe. Let's thread one arm under the body, drop down onto the shoulder. Just let your head be really heavy. You might like to take the opposite arm behind, find the opposite thigh, maybe. Big, deep sigh. Let the body be heavy. When you're ready, let's bring hand back and press ourselves up. Just like we did on the other side, thread the arm under, drop the shoulder down. Reach as far as your arm wants to go. You might be able to take that other arm behind your back, thread it onto the leg. Deep sigh. And we'll bring both hands under the shoulders. This time, a little bit of a cat-cow, curling the spine up. And then dropping it down and lifting the chin and tailbone. Take your time to explore every vertebrae. See if we can invite a little figure 8 into the hips, into the body. You might like to bring your legs together Knees together, feet together, and just wag your tail one way. Maybe turn your head and look towards the feet, and then wag your tail the other way. And just try and find that sense of freedom in the tail. Maybe. Bring our legs back. You might like to just pat out on the wrists. Anyway, we're going to come all the way back down onto our spine. And you might like to just bring your hands onto the abdomen. Tuck your tailbone so spine is heavy. And just bring your breath underneath the palms. The belly is rising with the breath in, sinking with the breath out. Take both hands into loose fists. And we're going to take really tiny circles, starting right where your belly button is. And then slowly extending out in a spiral. Take as much time as you can. You might just get as far as your ribs at the top. And just let the circle slowly expand. Staying within our hip bones, within our ribs. And then when you're ready, go back the other direction, change direction. So you very slowly arrive back close to the belly button again. Now let's just take the hands just below that, stack the palms. And just feel the breath come and go. Giving each breath all the time it needs. Rolling to the side of our body. You might take a breath there. And then slowly, just hand under the shoulder, press yourself up. And we're going to bring both hands to our lumbar spine, just warming and nourishing kidneys. When you're ready, arms down by the side of the body, shake them out. We'll take a breath together, lifting up, welcoming in new energy for this day. And then deep sigh, letting go of any habit energy that might not be serving us. When the next breath comes, lift up again. And letting go. And one more time. Palms together. A quick thank you to ourselves for our choice to be here today. And then let's bow to each other.